Look, do not shoot me. I am just a messenger. Now, despite what many people may think, it's not just about being physically close when it comes to a healthy and committed relationship. It's about being connected spiritually so you two can be grounded. What is going on, my beautiful family? You already know who it is. It is the boy Charlie Mack. And on today's message, what I want to talk about is creating spiritual intimacy before you do anything else in a relationship. So let's take a quick look at Galatians 6 verse 2, where it says, share each other's burdens, and this way obey the law of Christ. Let's talk about it. Now, believe it or not, most couples that is seeking an intimate relationship wish that they can share with each other more freely about their spiritual journey. You see, we always talking about emotional intimacy and sexual intimacy, but we are barely talking about spiritual intimacy. But what's so ironic is this affects all the other parts of our relationship. Just as emotional intimacy comes from sharing your feelings, spiritual intimacy comes from sharing your walk with God. Now, don't get me wrong, we do not have to be spiritual giants to share our spiritual intimacy as a couple, but we do have to be able to share where we are in our spiritual walk. For example, the husband who says, I'm not feeling very close to God today, my flesh has been tempted, and I'm feeling weak at the moment, may not stimulate great joy in a wife's heart, but what it does is opening the possibility for her to experience his spiritual journey. So if she responds with, tell me about it, this means she is encouraging spiritual intimacy. However, if she says something of the nature like, well, if you don't feel close to God, guess who moved? From that moment on, she has stopped the flow. He's going to walk away feeling condemned. And what's going to happen is he's going to probably make the wrong decisions based off his feeling because he's not feeling strengthened. Now, the Apostle Paul challenged us to share each other's burdens, and these often include spiritual dryness or difficulty. You see, spiritual intimacy within a relationship requires willingness to listen without all the preaching. So to all my real men who listening out there, we were anointed and appointed leadership over our queens, not the other way around. So in order to lead correctly, that spiritual intimacy is very, very vital, because if you're not being led by God, who is she following and where are you taking her to? And women, if you see a man of God who's trying to do right and lead you guys into peace and prosperity, it's very simple. Be the best helper you can be. Bring him peace and appreciate his efforts, even in the small things he does for you guys. Now, don't ever be his competitor, because that's not what you were designed for or built for, so it would never work in the end, and never emasculate a man, no matter how you feel at that moment. Because all that's going to do is just discourage his purpose and keep him distracted. So what you need to do is pray for strength and resilience together and keep an open communication. I hope this was helpful to at least one person. I'll be back at you again tomorrow with another one. Until then, I need you to keep your head on your swivel. Love yourself and only help who wants to be helped. I love y'all. I'm not.